do the segment called Fix It or You're Fired. And as soon as Robert comes back and shows us his screen, we will do that again. All right, thank you. Hello this evening, and welcome back to The Bottom Line with my crew here tonight, the awesome and amazing parents, Brad, Darylyn, Eli, Eric, what's up, Hassan,
Hello.
Renata, Robert, and I'm Ermine. The question tonight, fix it or you are fired. Let's start off with you are the CEO and president of Facebook. It's your job to keep our kids safe. You are Mark Zuckerberg. We'll come to Google in a minute, but you are Mark Zuckerberg over there on Facebook. What do you do to keep kids safe online? And we're going to start on the end with Brad. Go ahead. What do you have in store for us?
Wow. I think you've either got to put some sort of parental control in place or a monitoring of some sort. I don't know if it's underlying text messages with when certain phrases might be used or something, but there's got to be a better way for parents to tap into what's going on.
So over at Facebook, we're going to put some monitoring for parents to know what's going on. Darylyn, what do you have?
Administrative rights for parents, which is basically what Brad said, but parents need to be able to go into the accounts without feeling like they're trolls or stalkers and read what's going on in their accounts. Fortunately, I can do that.
Oh, I want to hear about that. Eli, go ahead. What will you have?
I disagree with all that. I think systemically they're broken. If you allow parents, you have issues between parents and children. You have to have basically separate privacy agreements for child accounts and adult accounts. And
so if you're CEO of Facebook, you put a separate agreement together for children and kids.
It would basically be a separate site on the same domain.
All right, got it. Separate site. Go ahead, Eric.
Talk to parents who have had kids underage on Facebook for many years now.
So if you're Mark Zuckerberg, you talk to the parents you talk to the users' parents.
They know the numbers. They know kids are over there, quote unquote, illegally, and they've been there for years and for specific reasons. And the people who have brought their kids to Facebook, parents, some of them have no clue. Others do have a clue. Get them all together and ask them, because people will do what people will do.
All right. So he says start by listening. Huh. Hassan, any thoughts?
I would totally agree with Eli, and I'll try to extend that thought. It's draw a line, 18-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and then a line in between, and then strictly moderate what hops over it. That is your space.
I thought they tried that with Second Life. I thought they tried that with Second Life, but I get what you're saying. Line of demarcation. Boop. Do not enter. Renata, go ahead.
Parental controls, but I actually think there should be a whole separate Facebook for kids, and I know that's expensive, that's a logistical nightmare, but that's what it comes down to for me. I mean, they have enough money, they could make money, so totally separate. These are by definition adult environments, so Facebook for kids, 13 to 18 or something. I don't know.
Robert, you got it. Go ahead. What do you do?
I like the idea of having a separate domain for kids. There's some things that, and my kids are pretty savvy. They get around. My 3-year-old comes and sits in my lap sometimes when we're doing hangouts. My kids have watched stuff on here.
So on Facebook, what would you do if you're Mark Zuckerberg?
Quit.
We'll come to Google Plus just
Tire.
Tire. Yeah, right. No, to keep your
idiot. I'd quit, take the money, and run, dumbass. Anyway, yeah, it needs to be a separate site. There's too much access of people who have twisted minds into children, and it's just not right.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrifying. There are pages by teenagers supporting rapists and raping teenagers and crazy stuff like that. I mean, we had that that was the nail in the coffin for me being on Facebook, is that there was a rape in the Vancouver area, a gang rape, and a page sprang up in support of the rapist, and this was taken down. This happens with regular monotony. So I don't know if Zuckerberg's the right guy to talk to. I mean, it's very
I don't know if he has kids. I don't know if he has kids. I don't know if a lot of these CEOs. Does Sergey? Okay, let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. Does Sergey Brin have kids? Am I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. I'm really sorry if I'm not.
Sergey.
Does anyone know? Does he have kids?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't. I'm.
Well, some of the marketing people look like they could be his kids.
You're right. I have a hard time believing it.
Vic Gandotra has a baby.
Yeah, I think.
No, he's got a 12-year-old, and she has a 12 or 13-year-old. They have kids.
But no,
He has an 8-year-old and a
here's the only thing. Let's talk about Google Plus. But I'm talking about that you are the person in power. You make all the decisions. Everyone else, unless you're at the top dog, you're kind of a doer.
Yeah, the only child that Sergey has is the algorithm.
You're following.
What he just said.
What?
The only child that these people have is the algorithm. They do not understand social. And they're putting the social interaction of people in the world's largest data repository, and now they've thrown kids in the mix. It's like the entire internet is 18 and up. I mean, there are so many explosive issues. They won't know, and I worry about how they'd be as parents, yes, their baby, what Robert just said, their baby is the algorithm. When you drive your whole company to make it succeed, or GTFO for social, you're not going to build a good product. You're going to build a product and drag all these poor people out doing things that they don't want to do, they don't know how to do, and everyone seems to be so far out of their league. The boss said, do it or you're fired. When you run ship like that, that's a lose-lose proposition, and the parental thing is the worst of the the least of the worries.
All right, so you know what? We could continue going down the line. Do we want to? You are CEO of Google.
All I can say is, at least there aren't going to be teenagers on here making, circles or posts or anything in support of rapists, the teenage rapists, gang rapists, and if they do, they get flagged. And I'm all for. See, I see it very clearly about, the complaints about censorship and so on. People have got to acknowledge that this is the network with the least censorship still. I mean, it attracts the fine artists who do the nude art, and that is something that doesn't happen anywhere else. It's respectfully handled. And, I feel sorry for them doing that job. I don't know who does it and how they do it and with what help, with how much algorithms help with them detecting nudity and things that are, a violation of terms of use. But I feel confident that if I flag something, and it's often something offish about kids. If I see anything even slightly abusive or disrespectful of children, I flag it, and I'm confident that it's going to be taken care of. So I do think Google are still the good guys. I really do.
That's not a shared or universal opinion, and that line is not clearly and statically drawn.
It's a very unclear line.
Okay, but let's stay focused here for just 1 second. Renata, I got your Eli. Give us. You're the CEO of Google. What do you do?
I don't know. I couldn't imagine doing this. I would never have got to this point. So I'm here. I don't know.
I would fly to Tahiti for a week and think about it carefully.
Now, seriously though, now that we're here, I wouldn't have gotten us here myself. But now that we're here, first thing I do is take it out of the search index. It's one thing for it to happen inside the box. It's one thing for it to happen inside of a Hangout. But it's another thing for then it to be entered into a search index where somebody that's not even on Google Plus or in a Hangout is searching something and it pulls some kid's post out of their profile.
Oh, I didn't even think about how the implications are with the search and YouTube and, that's a whole other show. Good. We'll talk about that one next time. Dorlin, what do you have?
I would have been CEO. But I have this to say, period. I used to, when my own kids were young, I used to say that I could choose the environment from which my children choose their friends. With this atmosphere that Google Plus has opened up, I can't do that. So since I can't actively do that, then I want moderation rights. I want access to all of their accounts that they have, period.
All right, so we have access moderation again, all of them. Eli, we got you. Eric, did you want to add something?
I kind of talked out of turn, but I think I said my piece. But yeah, there's no moderation controls. The culture is not one I'd want my kids exposed to. It needs to be locked down like Facebook for me to even consider it. And, you know, maybe they can take a separate box and throw it in the K-12 institutions or what have you. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would have gotten here either.
Well, if Google doesn't do it,
wait. No, let's let everybody go through there. Please. Hassan, go ahead. Eric.
Okay. My thing is, like, okay. We just talked about algorithms. I would say, take the information that we have and put it in an algorithm rather than trying to try and get people to select things. Let's say, for example, suggested user list. Make an algorithm, like how much time the guy has spent in Hangouts, what sort of relationship he has, what sort of people he's following. You have all that information. Why not make it algorithmic? And as far as posts on the stream is concerned, try and tag them according to like age safe. I mean, this post a post is like say for 15-year-olds or 14-year-olds or like 18 plus and whatnot. Like,
so you're
make
saying
an effort.
use technology that you currently have and make it smarter so that it's safer.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Robert, what do you have?
I would like a feature that me as a parent, I could go and find a group of people, an executive board, if you will, that I could create a circle for my children of adult women, adult men, and that I could specify the kinds of access that those people would have to my kid. For example, I would love for my 13-year-old son to be able to go to people like Renata and people like Ermine and ask them a question about anything. If you have a question about girls, if you have a question about whatever you're feeling comfortable talking to me about, here's a group of people, a small group, maybe 8, maybe 10, of people that you can access that, you know what, I trust. You can have a conversation with them. If you're worried about something, if you have a problem with something, go talk to them. They're an adult. If there's not a neighbor you feel comfortable talking to, here's someone that I trust.
You'll have to know who those people are. Yeah. No, that was fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have the last word tonight on this Fix It or You Are Fired segment. And here's what I would do if I am either Zuckerberg or Brin. I would actually be on a worldwide tour, hunt down whatever, hire a bunch of people, and I would actually teach you as parents, as kids, and not in a long document. And I'd have video, I'd have fun stuff, I'd have things that were interesting to you that's actually going to educate you, educate your children on how to be safe. Because ultimately, somebody else is going to create the next mousetrap. Someone else is going to create something similar to this or anything else. I want to do whatever it takes for me, my company, to make you safe. And I want to educate you in the process of it, but doing it based on what it is that's important to you and what it is and how it is that you want to be educated. That is all that I have tonight on this subject. We're going to have one last segment, and that is plus up or a minus. How are these brands doing by segment? We want to know what this group thinks, if they're going to give pluses or minuses to either Facebook or Google, and we'll round it out at the end from the standpoint of social responsibility. This is the bottom line. Come back for our final segment, please, with our amazing crew, and we're going to break. All right, so here's how the last segment works, you guys. Thank you so much. If you want to take a drink or anything, what I will ask you specifically is in